Hey everyone, and welcome back to Authentic Worth Publishing, bringing worth back into you through storytelling and book writing. I want to take this opportunity to thank those who have recently subscribed to the channel. You are very welcome. I know some of you have been reaching out to us via email about your books and wanting to work with us, and we appreciate it ever so much. We are currently in the process of helping a few people at this time in publishing and getting their books out there. It is an honor to help you, and we look forward to continuing our journey and our relationship of writing and building an effective book legacy. In today's video, I want to talk about a topic that will encourage you and inspire you to keep going, and that is building up consistency in your writing journey. Consistency is what pays off. I read a brief article a few weeks ago about the beauty of YouTube and how YouTube is a great platform to use as an author, as a speaker, and as a writer. Now, if I take you back on my journey to YouTube, I started through a friend in 2015. I was invited to her house to be on her YouTube channel, and we recorded, I believe, roughly 1 or 2 videos. And that day was effective. And she encouraged me and she said, Esther, I believe you need to set up your own YouTube channel. So I took it on board. And the year later, in 2016, I set up my YouTube channel, which is Esther ST at the moment. And when I started, I was nervous, in all honesty. I was excited, but I thought, what am I going to talk about? How am I going to resonate with the community? And again, who was my community at the time? Did I understand anything about target audience? But I spoke about things that I liked: makeup, fashion, clothing, skincare, hair care. All the things that as women we love to do in order to look after ourselves very well, of course. And I started building confidence and consistency on that journey. And I diversified to more things to do with self-development and self-confidence and healing and wholeness and building friendships and building relationships and dealing with jealousy and envy, and then speaking about my faith as a believer, as a woman of God. And then from there, basking into the book launches that we've had. And now we've been able to turn that part into this YouTube channel that you're watching right now, Authentic Worth. So I noticed that I had to change from my books from S to ST to bringing it onto this platform. And that's what consistency has done. Consistency has enabled me to pave the way to reach more people for a specific niche. Now, book writing is very specific. It's broad, it's creative, but it is so specific to the people that you want to serve. And this is why consistency pays off at all times. You may not necessarily understand where you are right now as you start writing a book. Again, when I started my first book in 2016, I had no clue it was going to be entitled It's Time to Heal. But I knew that I had a lot of work to do in order for me to be the best version of myself to serve my community. I didn't just want to think that this is a book for anyone anyhow. I knew that this book was specifically for women who needed time to heal and to be made whole. And through that journey of my first book, I continued my second book completion, my third book From Glory to Glory, my fourth book The Power of a Forward-Thinking Mindset, my fifth book Confident Face, my sixth book Abundant Progress, my seventh book The Becoming Woman, my eighth book The Cost of Intentional Marriage, and now my recent ninth book The Real Stories of Mothers. To tell you it has been a consistent journey that has been non-stop has been an honor, because I know every book serves people in different seasons. And it is really encouraging that whether you are taking the self-publishing route, or you're doing it the hybrid way, or the traditional publishing route, you know how valuable your story is and the right people will resonate with you. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing that it's not necessarily about the number, but it's about the quality of people who are inspired and the work that I give out to my community that changes lives. Sometimes we're so overwhelmed by sales that we want to sell so many books. But have you asked yourself if the books are helping those people that have purchased your book? It may be a very difficult question to ask because all you want to see is that return from your words, from your writings. And that's great. We love to see returns. But again, how are you being consistent by building your confidence in your writing? Do you know your target audience? Remember, not everyone may get a copy of your book. And that does not mean that you're doing something wrong. It just means that it's not for them at that season or that moment in time. You need to know who you are as an individual so that you can attract the right people your way and serve them in their time of need. So when it comes to building that consistency in your writing journey, you are taking your time. One of our recent authors informed us that they are in the process of adding more work to their book. I mentioned that all you need to do is commit to 500 words a day for half an hour. Those 500 words a day will pay off because it's about your consistency that makes all the difference. Most times we're so focused on rushing that we don't realize that a rushed book is not a successful book. And this is why I encourage you as authors, as writers, as creatives, don't rush the gifting within you. Don't think that you need to rush to publish something because you want the applause or the accolades. But then you may have to go back and change some things because you may have forgotten some things. Or there might be typo errors that you forgot to check because you were so focused on rushing and getting the work out there and not really taking the time to develop your craft. And this is why we introduce our monthly accountability coaching session, because we want you to take full advantage of working behind the scenes before you step on the public platform. Every book that we have written is written with love, and not only love, but it's written with sensitivity and creativity in mind, and not wanting to rush the process. Because anytime you rush a book, as great as it can be very difficult to enjoy. Whether it be a typo error, whether it be a repetitive chapter, there are times where I have to slow down and say, oh, Esther, do you really need that there? I think you don't need to put that in that chapter. Take it out. Take out these 2 chapters and turn it into a blog instead. Having long words doesn't determine the success of the book, and having a small book doesn't also determine its success. It's what is in the book that matters, and the impact and the influence that it's having on your readers. That's why your consistency in writing matters. Your consistency in waking up every day and contributing to your book matters, because you are creating legacy. And that is what matters. And as you build that legacy, you're building not only someone else's confidence, but your own confidence to do better. And when you can see the feedback that people enjoy your book, they're more likely to say, when is your next book out? I tell you, every time I publish a book, someone's always asking me, Esther, when is your next book? Or I get told, Esther, you're going to write another book. And I don't take it lightly, because I love what I do. I love reading. I love knowledge. I love learning from other people's stories. But also consistency has helped me to build relationships with people. If I'm not consistent, how can people invest? If I don't believe that you're consistent or you're not writing enough, how can I give you my time? And if you think about it, it happens to everyone in life. If you don't attend your classes, how can you pass your exam? If you don't learn how to cook at home, how can you save money relative to going outside to always buying food? And then you end up saying to yourself, oh, I don't have good cash flow management, because you're not managing what you have in your home. Everyone has a story in us. And that story comes from within. It comes from an authentic and an organic place. And I want you to be a part of this journey by joining us and being consistent. I've recorded a recent video about consistency in writing, and I'm going to link it down as well in the description bar below for you to watch. I want you to be consistent in your writing and bold, being confident that what you're sharing with the community is needed and is valid. No matter what you're going through, you have everything in you to be consistent. So I want to ask you today, how intentional are you being in your consistency in writing? What steps are you taking to make sure that your book is a success? And how are you preparing for publication? Have you got someone in mind that you can work with, to partner with? Let me know in the comment section below. It'll be great to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this brief video. If there's any other topics that you would like me to discuss, as always, leave them down in the comment section below. Until next time, I look forward to catching you in our upcoming video. Take care and all the best on your writing journey. Bye-bye.